What's up, hobby friends, and welcome to my video series on how I painted Szarekh, the Silent King for my Necrons. Because I painted this model in exactly the same way as I would any other model in my army, this will also act as a how-to for painting my own Necron color scheme. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the preparation for this model, how I chose to sub-assembly it, why I chose to break it down into the pieces I did, and sort of the challenges that I expect to encounter when working on this model and how I plan to overcome them. So you can see in all of the parts I have laid out here that I have definitely broken this model up into a lot of sub-assemblies. When I was building it and based on how I like to paint and how the parts overlap, I've really basically chosen to sub-assembly all of these based on mostly ease of access. I didn't really have a color scheme or didn't have my color concept done or in mind when I built this model. So I think if I were to go back and do it again, I could further sub-assembly some of these parts for easier access. But for the most part, I think I'm pretty happy with how I've broken up all of these individual components. You can also see that I've sort of jumped the gun a little bit. I started painting some of these parts before I realized or decided that I wanted to record my entire process. So the only thing of note really is that this piece, in the original kit, it's actually two halves. I did paint both of those halves separately before gluing them on the base, before then doing the texture around it. What this basically let me do is I was able to get into the insides and to very easily paint these highlights without worrying about the brush having to get into all those finicky angles. I chose not to do the same for the menhirs because they are one solid piece, and I decided that it would be easy to paint around all these different parts, no problem with them on the base. And the way I'm really going to approach this model is from the ground up. So now that I have the base and the mount done, I can then start painting all of the components individually as they would assemble on the model. And that way I can sort of just see the model come together as I'm painting each component separately. Like so, and I can just build up. To prime the model is pretty straightforward. I primed it like I always do using my airbrush and a Vallejo black surface primer. I don't normally zenithal prime anything in the army or anything for tabletop gaming, and it just helps to reduce the work I have for the shadows, and for this particular color scheme, this is just my process. So I spent some time in one of my previous videos coming up with a color concept, which we actually did in Photoshop. It took about an hour of my time, and it answered a lot of my questions insofar as where I wanted to put my colors, how the whole scheme would fit together, and particularly how I would be painting the blackstone on the menhirs, so that when I actually go and paint the model, I've removed a lot of the thinking, I've removed a lot of the guesswork, and it just becomes the process of actually pushing paint onto the model itself. Because I'm not going to be doing anything particularly fancy with this model, although I will be painting some elements like the metallics much neater than I normally would, this entire video series is going to act as a guide on how I paint my Necrons. So the way I'm painting the Silent King is actually how I paint every Necron in my army, barring some exceptions which I will cover when I get to them, mainly in the metallics. In terms of the expected challenges, I've already sort of eliminated a lot of them in terms of finicky angles and hard to reach places purely with the sub-assemblies. Although now that I have my color concept fully done, I do realize that there are going to be a couple of trouble spots or problem areas that might be a little more work. The first being the steps. I'm going to be painting all of these runes and glyphs in my blue energy, and I've realized that with these steps glued in, it's going to be a little harder to reach the lines that are under the overlap. Thankfully, because of the way that the Silent King and his cape sit on the model, a lot of this will be covered in shadow. Between that and just taking advantage of some capillary action, I don't think that's going to be too great of a challenge. And then another one of those hindsight things, I wish I had kept all of these armor fins on the dais as separate pieces. I would have been able to airbrush them in my olive drab base color before then attaching them. Now I'm probably going to have to hand paint them all to preserve a lot of my black elements and not overpaint with an airbrush. I think beyond that, because of, again, the sub-assemblies, I don't expect any major challenges with this particular model. I might run into some issues where I have to be careful on the menhirs. They've got this line of runes or glyphs on each side. They are engraved into the model, but they're not engraved too deeply, so I'll have to be careful when I apply my paint that I don't apply too thickly, and that when I actually go in and apply my highlights and my shadows to preserve those glyphs. Otherwise, I think this model will be fairly straightforward, and I'm actually looking forward to painting it. So I hope you enjoyed the series. Make sure you go check out the other videos. If you enjoy them, give them a like, and subscribe for more awesome weekly content. You can also follow my Instagram at SirJohnTheHo for daily updates on my hobby projects.